Hi, this is Nina Simons with Spices of Life, and today we're going to do an easy stir fry. We are making stir-fried vegetarian pad thai. Now, pad thai is a dish that I'm sure all of you are familiar with, and this is my favorite Thai version. So, what is the most important ingredient with pad thai? It starts with rice noodles. For the pad thai, you want a slightly thicker noodle. So with the noodles, you want to soften them in water for 20 minutes. Then we have 2 eggs, which I'm going to just quickly whisk together. I have my seasonings. I have about 2.5 tablespoons of chopped garlic. We have a sauce, which is made up of fish sauce, ketchup, water, and a little bit of sugar. We also have some bean sprouts here, about 2 cups. After I stir fry this dish, I have some chopped cilantro. People love it or hate cilantro. It is a slightly musky flavor. If you don't like cilantro, then just omit it. We also have some chopped scallion greens. We have some sliced limes, and I have some chopped roasted peanuts, salted or unsalted, and then I have some dried chili flakes. And if you had the opportunity to get some fresh chilies, then definitely buy fresh chili and cut it into thin strips. Remove the seeds. And then I also have some tofu. Now, you want to buy firm tofu for this stir fry so that it will hold together when you stir fry. And it's a good idea, actually, to press the tofu, wrap it between strips of paper towel, put a firm weight on top, and you'll see that even the firm tofu will render quite a bit of water. Just sitting here, look at the amount of water that I've managed to attract on the plate. And with the tofu, what you want to do is slice it in half lengthwise. You don't have to use a cleaver if you don't want. And we're going to dice it. So you cut the tofu in half, and then you just go right down and cut it into cubes. Now, since this is a stir fry, you do want to do all the preparation in advance before you start cooking, because stir fry, the key to successful stir frying is organization. And so you can't start cooking and then stop and go back and prepare a sauce. So get everything ready and prepared before you go to the stove. The first step for making pad thai is to fry the tofu. Now, some people may find that a little problematic, but here are some tips. And I did this in advance. You can see it's a nice golden brown. First of all, you want to use a well-seasoned pan. That's very important. So I very often stir fry or fry tofu in my wok. You could use a non-stick pan. Secondly, you want to get the oil pretty hot. Oil. Now, I like to use olive oil, believe it or not, for frying because of the health factor. You heat it up to about 375 degrees. You add your cake of tofu that's been diced, and you want to pan fry it until it's golden brown. Let's start stir frying the pad thai. Add about 2 tablespoons of oil. Since the pan is quite hot, the oil will get hot very quickly. So you take your eggs, which have been lightly scrambled, you add them to that oil, and you just use the shovel to toss and cook them until they're broken, and you break them up a little bit with your spatula. So you can see that's done. And then we're going to add garlic and stir fry this. And you want to smell the fragrance of the garlic. So it's about maybe 20 to 30 seconds. And then we're going to add our sauce. Remember that. It has tomato ketchup, fish sauce, sugar, and water. And then we're going to add our noodles. And we're going to toss the noodles so that you coat them in the sauce. And then you're going to let the noodles cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. So this is when you turn the heat back up. And we're going to let that cook. I'm going to add the tofu, and I'm just going to cover this and let it cook a little bit. And it's been 2 to 3 minutes. So what we're going to do is turn up the heat a little bit. Notice how the sauce has been absorbed by the noodles. And what we're going to do is just toss the noodles with the bean sprouts. Oops. Doesn't matter. Just put it right back in the pan. It'll be fine. And once you've tossed it all together, we're going to bring it over and we'll plate it. So what you want to do is, oops, try and get on your plate rather than on the counter. You want to shovel your pad thai actually onto the plate. And what we're going to do is we're going to garnish it. We're adding the chili flakes. And then, of course, we have some scallions going on top. And cilantro. And depending on how much you like these seasonings, add more or less. And then we're going to arrange some lime slices around the outside so that you get that nice sort of fresh, slightly sour flavor. And at last, you sprinkle the peanuts over the top. So we've added all the garnishes, and there you have it. A stir-fried vegetarian pad thai from Spices of Life. And it's been 2 to 3 minutes. So now, oh, wait a minute. That's not good.